Happy Valentine's Day. Gonna wait for people to join. If anyone joins, great. If not, whatever. So, right off the bat, Valentine's Day today. I wanted to do a live reading. And I also wanted to talk about some other stuff. Just while we're here. Super informal, really relaxed, nothing too, nothing too outrageous, nothing too crazy. Let's cleanse our energies while we're here. Right? Nothing too crazy. Do a little Valentine's Day chit chat. And let me know who's here. That's always good to know too, isn't it? I want to know what signs are in the house right now. So just drop me your sign. Say something. What signs are in the house? Guys, 4 of you here. Say something. Has everybody been having a good Valentine's Day so far? Has it been what everybody has expected? So for the 4 people that are here, I have a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Hey, Rihanna. Hi. So we have a Virgo here. Nice one. Virgo, should we start with you? New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So a lot of newness in love, guys. Hi. A lot of newness in love. Valentine's Day. I don't personally prescribe to Valentine's Day just because it's too commercial. Definitely too commercial. Healing family issues. So, a big theme. New love. Hey, Mark. New love and healing family issues. And how is love and our expectations of love attached to the both? Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So I guess we're asked to broaden our horizons as well. Uranus in Taurus. It's wanting to break out of a lot of pre-existing molds. Your love life is being affected by children. So general energy. We've got new love, pulling in new love. We've got accepting and healing family issues and what family has done to our definition of love, how we love, what love means to us, who we are in love. What was the other one? Somebody remind me, what was the other one? Children. Virgos tend to have kids late. And I always find that it's really funny with Virgos. You either have kids super early and you have all of them. Hi, everyone. You have all of them in one go, or you'll wait till you're much later on in life after thinking, that's it, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to have any kids. And then you have a whole bunch of kids. So for me, I think children is one of those things we should never really worry about it too much. I'm guessing, since everybody in here is a Virgo, maybe we should just go ahead and do what I think we've all been anticipating, and that is to know what the Virgo. Very true, right? No children here. And it's like you either have them when you're 18 and you have 5 of them, or you have them. I know, love to the Virgos. Thank you, Virgos, for being here. I love you guys. Or you have 5 of them when you're like 45 or something. It's really interesting. Virgo love, definitely big Virgo love. So Virgo, have I got all Virgos in here? Is that 9 Virgos? I think so, maybe. Let's do a general energy cleanse. So I've got my Palo Santo here. I want everyone to just close their eyes, breathe in, hold for 3, and then breathe out. Oh, we got a little Taurus. Okay, everyone's energy is all cleansed up. Let's clean this space up. Everyone, breathe in. Breathe out. There we go, Mark. He agrees. So, in terms of Valentine's Day, who's doing what? Is anyone going out? Did anyone get any flowers? Where's the love? Virgo. A lot of self-love, I think, has needed to take place this and then I had mine at 27, which I felt was years later. Both Virgos. Interesting, huh? So I want to What were you talking about? Gosh, I'm so confused. Okay, so Virgo, a lot of self-love this year, and I think last year would have been a run-up to the preempt of how much self-love is necessary, considering how this last decade has completely meant that we had to stop loving ourselves, which was really quite frightening. Because I think Virgos, you have a lot of that, like, right, I'm great, I'm good, I'm doing this, da, 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 da. But when it comes to actually showing the self-love, I don't think you guys really do show yourselves a lot of self-love. So I think this past year has been a definite indication of how self-love is so important for Virgos. And I think that's universally, like, all of us have had to reestablish this bridge, this love bridge of self-love, and how you can't really put anyone on top of that. How can you put anyone above your self-love? How? Like, and Virgos, we give. We are those givers, and we like to give, and we like to do all of the... I'm sorry, guys, I'm not going to make it all about Virgos. We like to give the love, and we like to be helpful, and we like to, you know, have all of the pieces of the puzzle together. But a lot of that side is so self-deprecating. It's really so simple for a lot of other signs. Like, have you guys ever met a Cancer or a Scorpio or even Geminis? They love on themselves so hard, so hard. Leos, Aries. Give your relationship a chance and unrequited love. Here we go with the complete contradictions right off the bat. So as far as I'm concerned here, guys, there is an unbalanced giving of love in an unrequited love situation. There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Does that sound familiar to anyone? There is someone in here who just is in an unrequited love situation. And I think if you are the person who is doing the hard loving, then I think it's maybe time to take stock of where exactly the relationship is leading. If it's not the other end of this stick, I have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. Where is everyone with this? Because there's two completely different directions here. We've got unrequited love. And if it is a case of unrequited love, Virgo men especially have been pouring a lot of their love attention into women that just do not understand the merit or the value of a Virgo man. And it's so sad when that happens. And if you're not, like, if you're here for a Virgo man, it's a bit scary how this whole concept of self-love for Virgo men has been something that you'll talk about, but you won't act on. Like, what's going on, Virgo men? I know a lot of you are in confused situations, and it's like, what? Okay, we need to look at this. I'm going to put the cards down there. I really want us to look at this. You're in a situation, unrequited love. If somebody is not willing to work with you, or if a situation or a relationship is causing a lot of tension or a lot of drama or a lot of bad stuff's happening around this union, it's very important to take stock of what exactly is going on, who we're with, if we're really, like, energetically connected to that person. That energy is hidden karma. There are traps all throughout it. If you are pushing or forcing a situation, it's only going to create, like, energy blocks, not only for yourself and your situation in that relationship, but it's going to cause health energy blocks. It's going to cause money energy blocks. It's going to cause a whole, like, domino effect of blocks. And so if you're in a love situation that you know is one-sided, it's unrequited, you're not getting the love, you're not getting, you know, the appreciation that you want, or there seems to be a lot of drama or toxic energy to it, this should be a massive red flag. Everything else will flag, everything else will suffer and create blocks because of a mismatched pairing. So careful of that kind of stuff. Now, if you're in this bracket of give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership, I think deep down inside you guys already know. If it's unrequited love, I think you'll know. And if it's worth giving it a chance, then I think, Virgo, you kind of need to go in wholeheartedly and give it everything. And even if it means getting over the fact that it might be a bit different to what you thought it would be like, or it's not necessarily how you pictured it to be, give it that Virgo best. Give it that Virgo best. And I think, Virgo, you guys do really well in partnerships, even though you are the hermit, even though you love being alone, even though you, I think, work your best when you're alone. You guys essentially are partners. And if you are, here we go. Here's that thing that we were talking about. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And what goes into that? It's all that self-care, isn't it? It's the eating well, it's the sleeping well, it's the diet, the gym, the all of it, you know. The minute you decide that you are your own best project, and this picture just kind of says it all. He's got one half of himself outside the door and the other half inside. It's difficult to. Do you see the way she's kind of grabbing onto him? Too much drama. I'm trying to break free, but he's persistent. I'm not sure I can keep giving it so many chances. I just need my peace right now. Peace. There we go. Love yourself first. That's where the peace comes into it. And I think you become more romantically attractive. It's so true. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And if you're in a situation where there is unrequited love, where you yourself are pursuing someone, and it's coming off a little bit desperate, or as if you don't love yourself, this Valentine's Day might be that shout to actually like take stock of exactly what you're doing to your own energy, and maybe put a break on that completely and come back to it when you've decided to give yourself that need for attention, that need for love. Because all that really is an underlying need for love. All that really is you desperately screaming internally for a hug, and maybe go back to your childhood, or where it may feel like you weren't necessarily given the love that you needed, or you were abandoned, or you know, the opportunity to express love hasn't been a healthy one or available one. Not a, you know, it's a material like holiday. It's not even a real holiday, but I think it does get blown out of proportion because it really does play on people's feelings. It plays on our self-worth and how valuable we consider ourselves. And if we've not received anything, or if we've not got anyone to love on Valentine's Day, just like how worthy are we of our own self-love? It does seem here though, Virgo, this you know, polarity of either not giving your relationship a chance because you're so distant from the idea of love, which again goes back to self-love, or really pushing yourself on somebody else where the love isn't reciprocated. It all is really coming down to like, love yourself first. And I think this needs to be a massive, massive highlight for everyone, not necessarily just Virgos, but the amount of love that you can give yourself, be it like taking care of yourself, going to the gym, sleeping well, or even respecting boundaries, right? Or respecting yourself enough to not let anybody else cross those boundaries, has got so much to do with your levels of attraction, which I think really are a big question at the moment, Virgo. And worth, value ties in so tightly to how loved we are, or if we feel lonely. It's just a mirror of how much internal work needs to be done when such different polarities are coming up. Like, This unrequited love versus the give your relationship a chance love. I don't know. Virgos, tell me, where are you? Unrequited love or give your relationship a chance? I like the love yourself first aspect of all of this. It seems to me as if Virgo could do a lot of benefit to themselves by really putting themselves first right now. And I'm not even saying that in a way to be like horrible to others or to pull yourself away from responsibilities. But I think if you can really nurture yourself right now, learning how to love myself the way I love him. There we go. Like, it's screaming. It's really screaming. Like, the level of self-love that you guys give yourself right now is just going to make such a difference to all of your outputs at the moment. Single always. Maybe you don't need someone. Maybe you love yourself way too much. Maybe you love yourself enough. What is that? I'm so single, as you know, but self-love is something I definitely need to practice more. So my thing with this and my belief of this has always been, when you're drawing in people or when somebody comes into your life, it's always an energetic match, 100% an energetic match to where you are in that very moment of time. So if you always tell yourself like, oh, I'm always single, I'm always going to be single, there's no one out here for me 99.999% of the time, there is not going to be anyone there for you. And it is about opening up that love bracket a little bit to be like, I'm quite content with where I'm at right now. If somebody else was here, that would be fantastic, but I'm not going to die if they're not here. The more self-love, again, like when you're in the zone with yourself, when you're sleeping well, eating well, looking after yourself, in that whole vibe, I guarantee you'll probably be the most attractive thing in the room, the most attractive person in the room. And there is something about that energy. It's attractive to all. Energy vampires and all. But there's a lot of things we can do for protection. This is becoming a personal reading. Oh my god. You're right. Very true. Thank you. It is. It's like that energy is so attractive. You want to be around somebody who's vibing high. You want to be around someone who's got a killer smile on their face, because that's good energy. We all want. It's a need for energy. And I think if that very first love romance, if everyone is told when they're younger that the very first romance that you'll ever have after having your heart broken a series of times is the love that you have for yourself, it breaks and it saves a lot of heartaches. And unfortunately, it does take a lot of us to get into our late 30s, 40s before we actually realize, like, a lot of those stuff, a lot of those relationships, and even if they're toxic or if they're bad or they don't work out, whatever, a lot of them really are just to direct us back to ourselves, for us to lead ourselves back to our heart, because it's from that heart, from the wholeness of that heart. Happy Valentine's Day, Butch Love. Thank you for joining. A lot of that self-love is imperative because it's attractive. And if you're not feeling good about yourself, I guarantee you're probably not looking good to somebody else as well. I'm sure you look great, physically great, but there's an energy there. There's an energy there that needs to be ignited, that passion for oneself. And that self-love is totally attractive because it's that reason for you to smile without it being a codependent or a toxic reason or something that you might even be giving off to somebody else. Like, okay, I need you to feed into me so I can feel better about myself. Now, if I ask you, how attractive would that be? Like, imagine you were going to buy your groceries or something, and you're putting stuff in your basket because it's the stuff that you want. And somebody rolls up along next to you with their trolley and they start taking stuff out of your trolley and putting it in their own trolley, and then they just beeline straight to the cashier. You'd be like, what on earth? Like, what was that? You can't just steal from me. You can't just take from me. And And I think we've got to be really aware of that. There is so much that an ideal partner, and I think it's so important for us to like identify what an ideal partner would be also before we really get into it. But more often than not, the person that you're seeking, this concept ideal partner, is genuinely somebody who can mirror back the best bits of yourself to you. And this is the whole exciting bit of going through life, because in life we decide we're either going to live in a fishbowl, a very small fishbowl, or we're going to live in the whole wide expanse of the ocean, right? Full of lots of different fishes and lots of different adventures and lots of different emotions. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And when you contain yourself to a very limited idea of, I'm always single, or I'm not, I will never find the one that I want, or, all of this kind of stuff, you are very much choosing to live in that very small fishbowl. But if you can take all of the, just the appreciation of, I woke up this morning, the sky is still up there, the sky is still blue and it's still up there. Even that, use that as an incentive to be engaging in your energy. Use it as something to motivate yourself, to create positivity and push forward in a really kind of, I choose to pursue myself, and use that as your incentive, and use that as something that you wish to like get yourself through each day, get yourself from step to step moving forward. I think you should be able to find that like does attract like. And if you're in that zone, if you are completely loving on yourself, engaging exclusively in the things that are uniquely special about you. Okay, so maybe you love playing badminton, and you know that it brings you a kind of connection, or you're connected to the sport, or you're connected to the activity. It will help you, I think, find like-minded people. And it's funny because a lot of people go to dating sites, and I don't personally think there's anything wrong with that. If that's your thing, if that's your vibe, go ahead and do it. It's never worked for me, ever. And I kind of understand why it's never worked for me. I find it very difficult to connect with people via text, because I've always been a talker. So I kind of need people to be in an energy field that I can kind of engage their energy before I understand whether or not they're for me. So it's always been a bit too complicated for me when it's done over the thing. But I think when you are putting yourself in a situation of doing things that you enjoy, like playing badminton or going fishing or reading tarot, and you're really, really engaged and really involved in it, I always find that with this whole concept of like attract like, you are definitely setting yourself in a more productive way of finding a match, a soul match. It's just the way I think about it. What have we got here? This is becoming a person. You're right. Very true. Was Pisces done? No, not yet. Precious gem. Thank you for what you do. Thank you. I'm moving to another city for this very reason. Moving in a week. Have fun, Julia. Have fun. Okay, so that was just the general ramble of love for Virgos. Should we actually build a structure to this? How is it going? You are so beautiful. Felt I need to say it. Happy Valentines. Thank you. Happy Valentine's. Okay, guys. Right, so let's put a structure to this. I think we have Taurus in the house. We definitely have a lot of Virgos in the house. And we now have a Pisces in the house. Let's do Pisces, because it's your season coming up. And Aquarius season has been so much fun, I think. Definitely been a lot of fun. But I'm really ready for Pisces. I'm Taurus. Hey, Taurus. You got me there. LOL. I'm working on breaking out of the limited mind. Just have fun with it, man. Just have fun. Virgo Nation all day long. Absolutely, yes. Virgo Nation all day long. And lots of love for Pisces and Taurus as well. Okay, so Pisces, we're coming into Pisces season. What have we got? New moon in Pisces happening soon. Pisces, this shoot. Ooh. Pisces, dun dun dun. This situation involves marriage. Either you're married to someone or there is marriage in the cards. Libra moon. Hi. Capricorn rising. Powerhouse. That is a powerhouse of combinations. Looks like wedding. This situation involves marriage, Pisces. And I think you really wanted to tie the knot, Pisces. I just get the feeling that everyone that you may have considered, but oh, here we go. New love. Pisces. Looks like there is somebody that is going to come in to your life that is going to sweep you off your feet. And I think this new moon that's taking place on the 23rd is going to be a really good time for you, Pisces, to just take a look at where you are with yourself. I think you need to be quite honest with what it is that needs to leave, what needs to go, what you've already experienced and ventured and done and understood, why it's not necessarily been that great for you in the overhaul, but everything is an experience and every lesson we should receive with gratitude. Pisces, all I'm saying is there's something for you to get really excited about. Looks like there is new love that may involve wedding bells on its way to you quite soon. Now, if you are a Pisces that has just come out of a rather tricky situation, I want you to dust yourself off as quickly as you can. Cry it all out on your new moon on the 23rd. Come the Virgo full moon, I want you back in your glad rags. And I want you to say, hi, Julie. Guys, everyone go to Julie's channel as well. Julie Paul, she's another great English reader. We love Julie. But Pisces, new love, which involves wedding. It involves a wedding. It involves wedding bells. If you have just exited a rather toxic situation, I want you to cry it out on your new moon and completely move forward. Come the full moon, by the end of your season, I think you will be seeing a lot of synchronicities on your way that lead to somebody entering your life in a really dramatic way. And I think they might just blow you like right away, knock you off your socks, and that's it. Hook, line, and sinker. Exciting time for you, Pisces. Who have we got next? It's been rough. It's about to get better. It really is about to get better. So, Aries next. Aries. Venus is actually in Aries as we've got this full moon. And a lot of people don't pay the obvious attention to this. But when Venus goes into the ruler of Mars, or Mars, the ruler of Aries sign, love gets quite aggressive. It's almost about ownership. Not quite as obsessive as when it gets into water signs. But Venus in Aries is very headstrong. I know what I want and I'm going to go out at all costs to go and get it. Aries moon, Julia. So you'll know what I mean. When you want something, you know you want it. And I love that kind of assertiveness to actually go out and go for it and get what you can. Aries, I think it is been a time of uncertainty for you. It's definitely been a time of uncertainty for you. And I don't think it's uncertainty as in, I think it's uncertainty because you don't know what you want, Aries. I think you may have thought you knew what you wanted and went along with something that was very, almost your own approach to it was very full on in the beginning, but it slowly died down. And I think you'll know what I mean when I say your romantic feelings are real and worth exploring. I think you may have talked yourself out of a romance because you felt you didn't explore it thoroughly enough right off the bat, or B, you thought the other person wasn't necessarily as into you as you were into them, and so you took a bit of a step back. But it's saying here, don't do that. Explore your feelings because it's worth exploring. You know, retreat. It's time for a disconnect from the world. So Aries, I think it is a matter of you not necessarily being 100% sure of what it is you want. Once you know what it is that you want, I think I would definitely stick to the thing that you want, because I think what it is that you want is something that is triggering this almost absence or the lack of this thing in your life. And that's then causing you to come from a place that's almost not really aligned with your truth. And it might even be making you do things that might have felt quite forced or not really felt 100% right or 100% true to how you feel, what you want to feel, or how you expected to be feeling. And at the bottom of the deck, that was past life relationships. You have known each other before. So there might be a similarity or a familiarity is more the word I'm looking for with this person. Who have we got next? Taurus. Where's my Taurus at? Taurus, where have you gone? Where have you gone, Taurus? Venus in Aries, and yes, headstrong, determined, wanting to go for it. Push through, Aries. I think just don't worry so much about bowling someone over with this massive emotions that you've got. I think really, truly just express it. Just say exactly where you are with it. Don't hold back because of what you think somebody else might be feeling. Okay, Taurus. I'm going to get into the energy of Taurus, but I feel like I need to cleanse. Let's cleanse a bit. Let's cleanse a bit. Because Taurus, this is going to be deep. This is going to be deep. And I'm already feeling it. Let's cleanse this out. There we go, guys. Things have been good one minute, not so good the next. Good one minute, not so good the next. And it's exhausting, Taurus. And I think you don't like the uncertainty. And you kind of are optimistic and excited about the possibilities of what could be happening. But I think you're really talking yourself out of a lot of good just by your own doubt. And I always say this is energy, right? So Taurus, if you're feeling unsure of yourself, the best way for Taurus to get back on track is get your feet on ground, Taurus. Find some tangible things that you know you've done really well and connect with those for a little bit before you start getting yourself out of sorts. Just focus on all of the good things that you've achieved or whatever, even if it's in matters of love, etc. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, Taurus. This is your soulmate. Why did I feel like someone say, are you sure? No, I think so. I think this person is your soulmate, and I think they might be trying you and testing you, and their behavior towards you might have been a little bit erratic, or it may have thrown you off of track, but that's only because there were way too many expectations in the loop, and I feel as if you were kind of projecting your expectations, which was making the other person feel really, really uncomfortable. Really, really uncomfortable. And you have to understand that when you're in this loop where you're making each other feel really uncomfortable, you kind of have to take a step back and like understand where that energy is coming from, because I have a feeling it's almost like one-upmanship going on here, and it shouldn't. Try and get on with the situation. And Taurus as well. Okay, I have to tell you, I love you guys to death, but not everyone is so like on point or on the ball as you guys are. You guys pick up everything, you notice everything. Just have a bit of like understanding and Patience with the rest of us, like mere mortals. You know what I mean? Just be patient with the rest of us sometimes. You guys are perfect. Taurus really are hilarious. Okay, so yes, this is your soulmate, and this one-upmanship or this doubt or even this impatience is, I think you also know it's a little bit unnecessary, Taurus. And the more energy you put towards actually moving past the little finicky things that you might hold on to can make a big difference. One thing I will say though, don't torture someone and don't keep testing that person. If you know it's love and if you know they're good to you and you know they care, please stop testing them because that will really hurt them. Oh, passion. Aries, Venus in Aries. So it looks like some of you guys need to have there's 3 other cards came out. And I think this is a sideline to what Taurus's issue is at the moment. Love yourself first. You deserve love and deception. So to me, this is all like a lot of very... I just don't think it's necessary, Taurus. I think if people are deceiving each other, if it's a matter of deception, it's a two-way thing. Like you're both playing a lot of games with each other. Secondly, deserve love. You absolutely do deserve love. And if you hold on to the fact that love does come in very different forms and very different shapes and sizes, and sometimes if we love ourselves first, we begin to look at love from a very like, is this healthy? Is this unhealthy kind of perspective? And once we start seeing things a lot clearly, we then decipher how we're going to behave in that relationship, how we're even going to receive this soulmate. Either way, passion, okay? Tonight, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Some red wine, some candles, some bubble baths, sexy time. All right, Faze, BZ. Candles and sexy time for you, my friend. Who have we got next? Taurus. And then we have Gemini. Stay optimistic about your love life. Candles, bubble bath, chocolate, and a bit of champagne. That will win anyone over. Okay, stay optimistic. Okay, Gemini. We're on Gemini now. Have we got any Geminis here? No Geminis? Gemini, I think you guys have been really going through it this year. And I think with the North Node going into your sign later on this year, you're going to have to bear in mind that everything that you thought was necessary, or everyone that you thought was a necessary fixture in your life, the North Node is really going to test the weight, worth, and value of all of the things that are in your life that don't need to be in your life, or that are in your life and if they are actually worth having in your life. Gemini, stay optimistic about your love life. If I can give you any advice, not just for Valentine's Day, but for the rest of the year, is stay optimistic about, hey, Gemini? Okay, here we go. Stay optimistic. Stay optimistic, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that changes this year, and that's going to be not necessarily just about your love life. Not necessarily just about your love life, Gemini. And I think if you are to take a approach to your love life, that it will get better. And I will direct my energy into making things better. I think you will find that they do get better. Pay attention to the red flags, though. Pay attention to, sorry guys, I've got purple dye on my hands. Don't ask me why. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay. Gemini. Gemini likes to do this thing where they will flirt with the line of danger, right? And they will do this thing where they will play so close to the edge that it almost turns into something really dangerous, really toxic, super quickly. And it's this funny, Gemini North Node. It's this thing that you guys have to do in order for it to be fulfilling, in order for it to be worthwhile. Thing is, you guys always want something that is fulfilling and worthwhile, but you're looking in all the wrong places for it. And then it comes to like a bit of a grinding halt. And then you're like, what happened there? Like, how did this go wrong? I expected this. This was full of so much passion and energy, and it's all kind of fizzled out really quickly. I just wonder, with the stay optimistic about your love life, is there any self-fulfilling prophecies that have become misplaced, where you may have just gone through this very erratic relationship or relationships and almost taken this on as an energy signature, like, oh, my relationships don't work out, or people mistreat me or treat me badly, or all of this kind of stuff. And I think the key here, especially in this Valentine's Day, Gemini, is pay attention to the red flags. If something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't look right, you don't need to act on it right away. It doesn't need to turn into a drama. It does need to be noted, though. And and I said this to you in your last reading as well, there needs to be a massive energetic clear up, Gemini. You need to cleanse, you need to clear, you need to eradicate a lot of them old contacts that are still stored in your brain or in your phone or in your contact list, whatever. You need to clear, detox, get rid of as much like dead-end relationships, people you don't talk to anymore, energetic cords that you've got attached to people that might be taking energy from you, and it's like you're not even paying mind to it, you're not even aware of it. And a lot of that energetic cord stuff goes to relationships where you may not have necessarily acted in your best interest, meaning taking risks that you already knew were not good for you, or giving your time and attention to people that are not just worthy of red flags, but are the red flags. There's lessons to be learned this year with the Gemini North Node. And a lot of it has to do with just clearing out house, completely clearing out house, making room for the new, and maybe upgrading your relationship language, or what it is that you want from relationships, or how it is that you're going to stay on course with the healthy aspects of okay, so you know that you want the secure, you know you want the stable. The only thing is, there is nothing that bores Gemini more quickly than secure and stable. So that in itself is such a confused message. How is that even? You've got to be able to reconcile this whole idea that risky equals red flags, calm, cool, collected probably equals stable. Adventure isn't always cut out for all it's meant to be if the direction or the motive is unsure. And sometimes the biggest adventure we can have is overcoming our base needs for more substantial things, for more substantially filling things that will work out in the long run. Who's after Gemini? Got Cancer, right? Stay optimistic about your love life and let go of control issues. Stay optimistic about your love life, Cancer. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Who else have I got? Yeah, okay. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Cancer. You guys do this too. It's so funny. Cancer. Control. Control. Why? Why with the control? I have a Cancer best mate. I love her to death, bless her heart. But this control issue, and it's not even like she actively wants to control everything. No, it's not that at all. I think it's how she might struggle to control her own emotions towards something that might mean that she's perhaps displaying control over something else. And a lot of it's, I know exactly what this is. It's completely unintentional, and it's completely going to take away from your own energy, Cancer. You have to just drop the control. A little bit of nonchalance towards whatever the situation is, not entirely, but a little bit of like easygoing, going with the flow of things is going to make a lot of change, a lot of difference in the situation. And the key here is once you let go, a lot of the optimism comes back. So it's the control that's keeping the situation very stuck and limited. And once you let go of the control, once you decide, okay, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, whatever. I'm fine with or without, is when things, I think, start rolling in a more positive way. But the trick to a lot of this is positive thinking, which then goes back to the thing that we were talking about, self-love. So if you can spend this Valentine's Day loving on yourself a little bit harder than you normally would, Cancer, you will find that a lot of things will naturally fall into place if you let them. It's like this whole analogy of putting a seed in some soil. You wouldn't dig it up every day to see if it's grown or not, right? You put the seed in the soil, you water it, you make sure you take your time out every day to come and pay attention to it, give it a bit of love, give it a bit of water, let it get some sunshine, and then you go about your own way. And I think this is very much the analogy for this Valentine's Day in regards to this love situation. The more you try and control it, the more you keep looking at it, or the more you keep trying to force something, it's not going to work out the way you want it to, because I think there is something bigger. There's a bigger lesson here for you, and it has a lot to do with your levels of optimism, how positive you can stay, how devoted to self you can stay, how committed to positive thinking you can stay. Should we do Leo? I'm going to have a drink. What have we got here? Virgo, still looking at that. Okay. Leo, it's time for you to wake up again. I know it's been a restful slumber. This full moon would have been a wake-up call. And Leo, I think there are relationships that you thought might never have come around or might never have worked out the way that you were hoping them to. And they would have come around. Okay. For you, Leo, I have make the effort and express your love. And I think, Leo, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The person that you want to spend this day with, the person that you are in love with, the person that you have in your heart and have in your mind and that you're holding right here, they don't know how you feel. They don't know what you want from them. They don't even think you're on the same page as them. This person that you know that ticks all the boxes, makes you feel 100% right and in love and totally, knocks you, they make the world special for you. They're waiting for you to make some effort. And it says here, great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. So tune in a little bit to your heart, Leo. There is somebody that really wants to hear from you. There is somebody who really wants to see that effort from you, because they might not even know that you even feel that way. And I think, Leo, the more expressive you are in your love gestures, in your love, in your approach to this, I think it will be really, really appreciated. And I think if you can do the whole thing, buy the flowers, buy the chocolate, buy the cinema tickets, buy the wine, buy the thing, just make it special, because, the more you put into this right now, the more rewarding it's going to feel for you. And I think it might even lead to something that's really like sweet. Leo rising. Looks like there's somebody you might have to make an effort, or at least let them know, you know, do something sweet, something that you wouldn't necessarily do. Take charge of the situation, push forward a little bit with that Leo charge. And I think you'll get a call to do so as well. Don't sit on it at all. Don't sit on it at all. Virgo. How many Virgos have we still got in the house? I'm doing another reading for you guys. This Valentine's Day for Virgo. February 2020. A lot of that self-love stuff we were talking about. And this year, if you find yourself having to love on yourself that little bit harder, just do it. Okay, Virgo. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Virgo. Virgo. Faith. Trust. Those are big words. Okay, so I want us to, before I will keep pulling for Virgo, but there's one thing I want to say here. Trust has come out in so many different ways for Virgo recently. Aquarius season is a lot about our trust, right? Where is the trust? Why is there a lack of trust? And I think if we are to understand that it's a whole lot of that Cancer energy as well, control. There are times where you've got to put the control down. And Virgo, the Hermit, you hold that lamp. The trust is inevitably within you. When you are lacking trust, that's you not being connected to yourself. So the real thing here, Virgo, is to connect to yourself. Loneliness. Oh, I feel so lonely. I feel like I have to be part of the crowd because otherwise I'll feel lonely. First and foremost, when the Hermit is up on that hill by himself, he is not with anybody else. He is by himself. This loneliness is not a need for somebody else. The trust that you need to have is that whatever you have inside you or whatever you do not yet have inside you is something that you will need to work on. Okay? So go and illuminate yourself, Virgo. The faith, the trust, the determination all needs to come from yourself first. You cannot say you are lonely, Virgo. You are never lonely. That is nonsense. I will not hear it. Virgos are never lonely. You are surrounded by 1,000 people. But if it is a case that you're surrounded by 1,000 people and you still feel alone, it's because that you are not giving something to yourself that there is nobody else can give you. Right? There is nothing that anybody else can give you that you can not give to yourself. And right now there is a missing part of the puzzle. And all of that is a lack of what you are giving yourself. You are not listening to yourself, perhaps. And this trust, this call, this situation that is calling for you to have faith comes from being completely full with yourself before you can, hold on, what is this? Sapphire sunrise, I'm working out it. Not the control bar, but I am not lonely. Okay. Yeah, you are not lonely. No, we're not lonely. Virgos are surrounded by so many people all the time. And it's when they cannot connect to others that they then begin to feel alone. That in itself is complete illusion. Connecting to somebody else does not equate to your loneliness. Not being connected to yourself equates to complete loneliness. All that is a need for you to connect to yourself. How do I connect to myself? What do you like to do? I like to eat. I really like to eat. This is how I connect with myself when I'm eating. Free yourself. It's time to take control back of your life. So your lack of trust, your lack of faith has you bound in that small fishbowl that we were talking about. And Virgo, you need to be free of your own negativity. This horse is so majestic and so big, he could jump over that fence, no problem. No problem. He could just take a bit of courage, which I guess comes from faith and trust, and jump right over that thing. But instead, he's keeping himself very much bound, very much in this very confined space because of a very obvious lack of trust and faith. Sapphire sunrise. I like to eat. Okay, so all right, let's talk about this trust thing. I want everyone to just throw in what this lack of trust. I'm not going to budge. We're staying here until we figure this out. Trust. What does this mean for everyone? This lack of trust, this lack of faith. Because whatever it is, it's calling you to have faith. And I think once your faith is back, you get up and you jump. Trust. Faith. So, trust in yourself, I guess. Trust that the universe knows what you want, and the universe will only really do things in the inevitable best for all parties involved. Faith needs to be blind. Can you put yourself in a situation to trust something that you don't see? Isn't that faith, really? So if it's not in front of you, does it mean it's not there? Maybe it is there and you can't see it. Like your way out of this is completely there, but you can't see it because there's this reluctance, there's refusal to take control of your life, which will mean illuminating yourself, hermit. You were given that lamp for a reason. What can that even... You were given that lamp for a reason, Virgo. And that lamp is light. It is illuminated. It is give your relationship a chance. Faith to let the universe take control. My heart was broken very deeply. I am still healing. So maybe this is your relationship with yourself. Give that a chance. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself enough to be able to know that right now, if you're not with someone, you wish to be with that person, there is a very good reason why you're not with them. And maybe if you have enough trust that the reason why you're not with that person is because they're really not that good for you, or what is coming is even better for you. That lamp, Virgo, that hermit has, it's so much more than just illumination. It is faith. It is a promise. It's knowledge. It's greater understanding. And it's not just for that soul being. It's to shine out on everything and everyone. So it's difficult for me, Virgo, to say that codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Oh, this is getting interesting. Who are we channeling here? Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, codependency towards substances or another person are always a really tricky situation. Like, it's a tricky subject there, isn't it? And, hold on, what is this? He's an addict and was the total opposite of who connected with when sober, lies, abuse, verbally, emotionally, physically happened when he's on his drug or drink. I feel we have a soul contract. Okay, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. You need to not let yourselves get abused, Virgo. Weak, vulnerable, like Virgos are almost poster child for like, I am vulnerable, take advantage of me. I carry my own light. I carry my own light. How that popped up in my head. There we go. That's right. That's exactly right. Okay. This is painting a really interesting picture for me. Codependency. Virgo, if you are in a situation where you feel bound, where you feel tied up to a situation, there is a lot of trust that is required of you right now. There is so much trust that what you can do for yourself right now, and by that I mean free yourself and take control back of your life. Free yourself. Whoever is Sudden Sweet 64, free yourself, hon. There's a lot of very heavy, dark energy here. And it just got really dark. It was like a shift in the light. And I think this, give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. It needs to come by rebuilding, rebooting, right? That faith in yourself, Virgo. There needs to be a massive switch. Things need to change completely, because whoever this codependent or this substance addicted person, if they are abusing you, you being in a situation that you shouldn't be in, first and foremost, it is wrong for anybody to abuse anyone. The world that we live in right now would really, really benefit from a simple understanding that nobody is allowed to abuse anyone, right? Second of all, if you are putting yourself in a situation that is not necessarily for your best interest, you have to accept responsibility that you are responsible for yourself. That is your responsibility, to accept that you are entirely responsible for yourself. Freeing yourself from a situation that is not good for you, freeing yourself from a situation that is really limiting your scope, really limiting what you can see for yourself, limiting the way that you feel about yourself, limiting the way that you are even conducting yourself or even carrying yourself, because whatever the weight of this is, it's just so dark. And faith is a thing. It's a thing that you've got to keep an open mind. Hold on. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So I was, okay. We have to understand one thing. Looks, the way a person looks, it's completely insignificant, right? What is somebody else's six-pack going to do for your life? What is somebody else's pretty face going to do for your life? When we choose partners, and I like this about Virgos, and everyone seems to think that we don't necessarily go for the obvious choice. We don't necessarily go for the beautiful choice. It's because we go for the sensible choice. And I don't think there is anything wrong with that. Making a sensible decision for your life is a smart thing to do. You know, making an irrational decision based on things that aren't necessarily real, things that aren't necessarily true to us, is only going to lead to codependency or toxicity. First of all, Virgo, you are nobody's mug. You do not deserve to get abused. If you are in an abusive situation, it's Valentine's Day. Love yourself enough to make your way out. Trust and faith. These are things that come from inside you, Virgo. And if there is a lack of faith, you are letting what is happening around you take too much of a toll on you. And there has got to be a need to pull away from the situation a little bit and really go inside. Think about the hermit and the lamp analogy. Faith. We have to have faith sometimes blindly in things we can't see. Moreover, that faith carries us when we are in a situation where we can't necessarily see the betterment in it or from it there and then. That's where the trust comes in. Trust is super important right now because this card, I think, Virgo, is just, it screams everything. Free yourself. Free yourself. If there is anybody that is not doing you right, you need to free yourself. This can't be more obvious. Codependency. Free yourself, Virgo. And I think with this, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from the usual type and expectations. Vanity is not 2020. That's so 2005. Like, let's get over that. Somebody with a good heart, somebody who is hardworking, somebody who's not a liar, somebody who's not a cheat, somebody who's not, you know, abusive. There's all sorts of addictions. It's keeping those addictions in balance. I think that's the key here, and that's that power that comes from actually being able to just be so honest and so truthful to ourselves. You know what? I cannot see it right now, but I have the faith and I have the trust that this universe, this program, this universe will not do me wrong. Because, and I think if you're acting in all integrity, and this is the other thing, like if you are acting in top integrity, don't do wrong by anyone, don't lie, don't steal, don't backstab, don't, you know, engage in gossip or shitty behavior, low vibrational stuff, you are on the fast track to things, good things coming back around to you, because you're not engaging in low vibration, not engaging in things that are going to weigh your conscious down, your karma down. They're not going to slow you down. Faith comes from acting in the best integrity and then expecting the best back. Faith comes from believing in things that we can't necessarily see are there, but they are there. Trust in yourself. Trust at what you want. Trust at what you're hoping for. Trust at what you're dreaming for. Trust that all of that will come to you. It will absolutely come to you, because if you can, and it's like they say, if you can dream it, if you can see it, then it can happen. And I don't doubt that for a second. And this Valentine's Day, keep an open mind, right? Keep an open mind that every single thing that you want, all of these things that you feel are outside of your grasp at the moment, are outside of you. They're not. They're really not. It's all there. It's all there for you if you give your relationship firstly with yourself a chance. And this this codependency stuff, it really is time to free yourself of it. Really free yourself of it right now, Virgo. Valentine's Day, new slate. Your full moon is coming, Virgo. It's going to be such a good time for you to celebrate all the wonderful things about yourself. This give your relationship thing give your relationship a chance card. Work on your partnerships. This doesn't necessarily need to be with like bad relationships or toxic relationships or people that aren't necessarily for your best interest. It can even be your relationship with yourself, or even can be your work partnerships. Oh, yummy. Okay, who have we got next? And somebody who wants to travel the world. Thank you, Sapphire. So who have we got next? Libra. I think we need to cleanse the energy after that. That was deep. Virgo, I'm going to do like a little, let's just cleanse all of your energies, all 27 Virgos that are here right now. I love Virgos. Virgos are the best. And I think everybody knows Virgos are the best. That's why they get upset with Virgos and try and break us down. Okay. We'll cleanse that air right up. Whew. Cleanse these cards before we get into Libra. What are everybody's Valentine's Day plans other than to eat and eat chocolate and have some yummy wine? That's my plans. The yummy wine bit, I like that. Okay, right. Cards for Libra, Virgo, Virgos. Enough. We said stop. We said stop. Okay. Oh, you're so welcome. Okay. So, Libra, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Oh, you guys are welcome. So, Libra, I don't think we have any Libras in the house. Virgos, you're going to have to stick around. Soulmate. Yes, Libra, this is your soulmate. Gandalf is here. Hi. Soulmate, Libra. Gandalf, yes, this is your soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. I think you already know this is your soulmate. I think you've been waiting a lifetime for somebody like this to come into your life. And when they do, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path. Again, guys, I am sorry about the purple dye in my nails. But yes, religious factors, could be spirituality factors, could be a difference in the way that you guys think, could be a difference in the way that you guys believe. Either way, it's one of those things that is turned into an issue. And it says here, let go of control issues. So Libra, I know that you guys have this very special challenge when you come into the world. Your whole life experience, your whole soul experience is keeping things in balance for yourself. Be it that your health, your sleep, your work, your relationships, the way you love. The control issues that you are perhaps putting on a soulmate relationship or a soulmate union is kind of taking its toll on the relationship. And if you are to surrender some of this control, you might actually be able to work on what the real crux, the real matter of the issue is. And it doesn't necessarily need to be just religious issues. It could just be the way that you guys are connecting with each other spiritually. It could be the difference in spiritual beliefs that might mean that you either have to really be accepting and love for the sake of love. And maybe this is the lesson for you this Valentine's Day. The blessing is in our, hi, Marta. The blessing, the connection is struggling because of the difference in these spiritual matters. Whatever it is, whatever the control is, you will have to learn to balance it off a little bit, Libra. Because if you do not, you might find that you're not letting certain things to naturally come out about the partnership. And there is no benefit, there's no point whatsoever in forcing your beliefs on somebody who is actually a soulmate for you. And I think when I said don't push your beliefs on someone, these cards came out. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So it looks like somebody is getting engaged. Honeymoon. I'm going to put this in order. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And children. Your love life is being affected by children. There is a lot of really nice stuff that wants to happen for you in this relationship, Libra. There's just two things that stand in the way of everything just falling into line and it being literally like a happy ever after. This is like all the cards that you want. This is everything that everyone wants. But then why is it that this religious factors and let go of control issues, it's so insignificant, yet it is so big? And I think, Libra, if you are to just learn to balance yourself out a little bit more, and I'm sorry I have to say that, but it is a little bit cliched, and it is honestly the honest truth. Just level it out. Level it out. Be a little bit more easygoing, a little bit more accepting this Valentine's Day. And maybe just let the other person be the yang or the yin, right? They don't have to be the same as you. If they were the same, then there would be no need for difference. There has to be a difference in order for it to be interesting, in order for it to be worth holding on to. Other than that, engagement, somebody could be getting engaged tonight and making some babies. Just let go of those control issues. Have we got any Scorpios in the house? Any Scorpios in here? I'm going to cleanse this energy again. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, no worries again. There we go. Cleanse up these cards again. So, Scorpio. I think 2020 is going to teach you a lot about self-love too. And a lot of that I think you're going to find has to do with not accepting stuff that is very definitely beneath you, or accepting things that you may have accepted in the past, knowing that they weren't necessarily healthy. This Valentine's Day, wedding, this situation involves marriage, and I called this right off the beginning of the year. Scorpios are getting married this year. There will be a lot of Scorpios tying the knot. There will be a lot of Scorpios finding themselves in contractual agreements with people. There will be a lot of Scorpios that find the one and settle down, and this is going to be long-term commitment. I want the certain Scorpios that are getting married or tying the knot unsurely to just take a pause at this Valentine's Day. Your love life is being affected by children. If this is a matter of children, if children are getting in the way of a relationship or a marriage, I think this Valentine's Day is really going to call on some time away from everything else just to focus on the relationship. Scorpio, wedding, honeymoon, and children. This is very, very, very auspicious. This is very much synchronicity. This is perfect synchronicity. Last November, when Mercury went retrograde in your sign, a lot of stuff would have come out about relationships, and a lot of relationships at that time would have felt like they were just ruined and devastated, and they were never going to be the same again, and nothing was ever going to work out again. This retrograde, you get a chance to put everything back together. You need to keep your focus in mind though. If it's a wedding you want, there has to be, what is the word? Compromise. Yeah? If it's a honeymoon you want, put down the pinches, just let it be. Let things flow naturally. In terms of children, I think they're already planned. The names have already been thought about. Make things right this Mercury retrograde, Scorpio, and I think you get a lot of opportunities to really luck out on the things that you really want And I think a lot of that has to do with love, marriage, and all the rest of it. Just don't accept things that are not for you, right? Things that you know that are beneath you. Don't accept them. Stand up for yourself, but don't do it in a pinchy way. Do it in a understanding, compromising way, Scorpio. Right, let's have a card for Sagittarius. A lot of Sagittarians are going through this very interesting dynamic at the moment where they're either breaking up with someone they've been with for a long time or getting back together with somebody that they were with for a long time. Sagittarius, I think it's really quite nice for you to use this Valentine's Day to let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Again, Sagittarius, control. Trying to control the outcome. Trying to control the other person. Maybe putting too much pressure on yourself even for certain things to work out in a way that they don't promise to, but you want them to, and almost like really inflicting your will on other people. I don't think that's going to work this time, Sagittarius, because there's got to be an element of surrender to this situation and flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So, Sagittarius, this Valentine's Day, I want you to let go of control issues, whatever it is, let it go. And just flirt and keep it very lighthearted, keep it very open, keep it very fluid, just keep it very fun and flirty, and make sure that you are not taking a controlled or overly serious, sensitive approach to whatever this matter is. I think the more you let go and let God to whatever this thing is, and just see that there are things that you don't necessarily see here right now at the moment, or things that might be happening behind the scene that you have no idea about. The more you try and control an outcome, the less it's going to go in your favor, and the more of your energy it's going to take up, Sagittarius. So keep it fun, keep it lighthearted. Flirt. That's a really important one, I think, for Valentine's Day. Not everybody bears that in mind, and it is so important to bear it in mind. The whole point of this day is to have fun and flirt and have fun, flirt, just enjoy yourselves. Let's have a card for Capricorn. Capricorn for Valentine's Day 2020. Capricorns have got all this energy in their sign at the moment. Saturn, your ruler, which is very serious, but I think you like that serious, if I work hard, I'll get what I need out of it done energy. Pluto in your sign for me is very fixated on death. And it's almost as if with Jupiter being in your sign, which is expansion and good luck, a lot of it is flirting with dangerous situations. And Capricorn, I think that might be a thing for you this year, pushing yourself in situations where you might know, or putting yourself in situations where you know better, where you should get out, or where you should distance yourself maybe. Be very careful of those kind of things, Capricorn. I think it's very important for us to remain free when there's a lot of this very heavy grounding, tie you down energy. And when I say free, it's almost as if don't get too caught up in what anybody else is doing. Don't get too caught up in how anybody else's actions affect your life, Capricorn. You deserve love. You are lovable. Where does that come from, Capricorn? Like, as if there's ever a doubt. You deserve love. Of course you deserve love. And just because it's not here right now does not mean you're not lovable. It just means that there's a lot of energy in your sign at the moment that is asking you to, Jupiter, expand and broaden your horizons. Pluto, get very practical about your money. And Saturn, actually do the work. You've got a lot of stuff that you need to be doing right now. And that does involve progressing in your career, taking your relationships. Oh, this is so nice, Capricorn. You deserve love. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Another declaration of love. Capricorn, I think there is somebody that is really waiting for a bit of boom boom. And I think your reception to your open affections can really get you feeling great. Thing is, though, they might not necessarily know that you feel this way about them. Either way, you've already met the romantic partner that you seek, and this person could be the one. So take that very seriously. Your romantic feelings. There are things that need to be explored here, Capricorn, and I think you need to take a bit of time today to really explore them and really tell the person, really let them know how you feel. Because I think on the back end of that, it's going to be quite gratifying and fulfilling to you, because you actually find out that this person may well and truly, well, this could be the one for you. And it just seems as if passion. Somebody needs to make some time tonight to make somebody else feel very loved. And the only way I can think about doing that is a special boom boom time. Okay, last time we have Aries. No, not Aries, Aquarius. I won't take that because that was for Aries. Let's have some cards for Aquarius. Guys, the deck that I used was the Romance Angels Oracle card by Doreen Virtue. Sip of water. Aquarius, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Aquarius, somebody's waiting for you to reach out. Somebody's waiting for you to say something. And I think you really want to say something, and you really want to say something to this person. And I feel today you might find it really difficult to hold back. And I think if you feel compelled, you should absolutely go ahead and tell that person that you love them. You should absolutely go ahead and tell that person that you're thinking of them and that you want to be with them, and really make them feel quite special today. Aquarius, I think it would be a really good time for you to just say how you feel and make somebody else feel something special. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so we've got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Aquarius. Express your love. There's not enough attraction. What are you doing, God? Unrequited love. There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Is this you, Aquarius? Is this how you feel about somebody else? Or is this how this person would feel about you? So maybe you shouldn't express your love. But it's saying express your love. Give me clear communication for Aquarius. Unrequited love. Maybe you know who else this person is. Maybe there's somebody else in the situation that you don't really feel that much for. But there is somebody else that's really got your heart fluttering. And I think maybe you should use this time to say something. If you're in a commitment with somebody, maybe get out of it before you tell somebody else that you love them. But either way, Aquarius, unrequited love and express your love. So maybe there is something that you need to break the loop with. You need to break a chain here. You need to say goodbye to somebody before you can open up a new love connection. It seems super saucy. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. Aquarius. Wow. There's this need to express this real love to an unrequited love situation, or where love hasn't even been working out for a while now. And then really the best thing that you can do is release and heal from it and move forward into a very good opportunity, perhaps, to make an expression of love to somebody else. Either way, something's got to give, and it might be one of these other relationships. Bottom of the deck, retreat. Pay attention to the red flags. There's someone you've got to pull away from, Aquarius, and I think you already know who it is and why you need to pull away from them. Best thing you can do this Valentine's Day is to forgive and to love and express your love to those that you are genuinely romantically interested in. Either way, there are things that you need to forgive and heal and move on from. It will help you this Valentine's Day to retreat and pay attention to the red flags a little bit. So if this is a repetitive cycle, if there's somebody you've already been with and you know how it goes, you know how it works with them, maybe don't reach out to them. Mercury is going in retrograde in your sign. And in Pisces, hello, emotionally triggered, guys. I'm just saying. Whew! I think that's all I have for everyone. Thank you to the 14 of you that are still there. Yay! This was interesting. I've never done a live before, but if you guys enjoyed this, did you think it was fun? Maybe we can do it. I'm kind of losing my voice now. I don't know. I think we should do this more. Anyway, it is Valentine's Day, guys. Whatever you do it with an open heart and do it with love. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of really, really good things happening for a lot of us this year. It's 2020, it's perfect balance. So we really do need to kind of balance ourselves out, get to that point of like, okay, this is good. And I think once we're saying that to ourselves, like, yeah, you know, life is good, life is fun. And it can't always be that way. But when it is, when we take a moment to just sort of appreciate that it is, you know, strap a smile on and try and be nice, I think we'll find that a lot of good stuff does come back around. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm going to go and eat lots of chocolate and cakes and put those flowers in a vase. It was a lot of fun, and I think we will do this again, guys. Pisces new moon readings up first, and then we'll go into Pisces season. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I love you guys so much, and I shall catch you guys again soon. Take it easy. Bye.